My name is Lu Feng. A person who can still control emotions. On this day, I met a great god. I have traveled through time, carrying the super cheat that the god gave me. I embarked on a journey to the dimensional world. Everything from numerous dimensional worlds such as, the Moon World of Qin Dynasty, the World of Chaoshen Academy, Dragon Ball World, etc. Lu Feng said, really beautiful, really fragrant. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Pies Falling from the Sky. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Lu Feng, male, 28 years old, has been in contact with the internet since he was 16 years old and has several years of work experience. After that, he has been developing in the field of the internet for 8 or 9 years, working as an intern, buying and selling virtual games and currency transactions. He has a decent income and a decent life. He has a 10-year career as an otaku, and he likes to do things that he usually does. Due to the nature of the job, reading novels, anime, and movies are all necessary, and as I watch more, I understand a lot. That's why I have some knowledge reserves in my mind and the ability to control some emotions. This is not today is Thursday, and it's time for the update of Tianqing Yoga. Lu Feng, who had already been waiting in front of the computer, had been waiting for a long time. He really liked the 9 songs of Journey this day and had been chasing after him. The reason is that even a otaku understands it. But by the way, there's one episode of Journey 9 songs updated every 2 weeks, and it's even more than 10 minutes per episode. It's really ridiculous, but the picture quality, character design, and so on are really amazing. Perfect, give it a thumbs up. Lu Feng felt a little helpless but also felt it was worth it. Seeing that the time was almost up, Lu Feng hurriedly opened Baidu search to enter Tianqing Yoga. With the music coming to mind, all kinds of crazy old irons, bullet screen monarchs, etc. also took off, Sometimes. It feels like those bullet screen masters are all talented, and some words make people laugh. Sometimes when Lu Feng saw the bullet screen comments from the gods, he also smiled happily, admiring those who could think of them. As the music came to an end, the title content of the 60 episodes also began. Watching the content, Qin Wang and Han Fei engaged in a battle of wits and bravery, cherishing each other, and engaging in various high-intelligence conversations, setting up and breaking the game. It was truly exciting. Han Fei was really impressive with his pig foot aura, and the king of Qin, the first emperor of the empire in history, was not lazy either. Looking at it, Lu Feng noticed something very serious. That's reading the article, you're going to kneel again. He really wants to say, reading the article, hold on. But unfortunately, it won't listen to the prayers of Lu Feng and Danmu Jun. What should end is still to end. Is it over like this? It's not satisfying. Egg pain. What about the agreed ending of this Nima? Xuanji Empress played a suspense routine, arousing the desires of Qin fans. Lu Feng was very helpless and speechless, feeling a bit pained by Xuanji Empress's routine. Idle and bored, Lu Feng would search for some anime in the anime to reminisce about his childhood and see what good anime there was. Flipping and flipping. Dragon Ball Super was printed before his eyes, and he couldn't help but go in and savor it for a moment. He watched as Wukong transformed into Super Saiyan 2, Super 3, Super Saishin, Super Blue, Super Red and other forms, and engaged in various exciting battles with villains. It was truly exciting. By the way, this Dragon Ball is an anime that I've loved since I was a child. I'm a seasoned Dragon Ball fan, a must-have for hardcore fans, and this Dragon Ball Super is also very exciting. After feeling emotional for a while, Sun Wukong continued to watch. After reading the Zama's chapter, he had an inexplicable idea in his heart. That's Zama's, but he used the ability of the time ring to brush a few Dragon Ball wishes. He is really smart, ah. A super dragon that can fulfill any wish. I really want to shout loudly. God Dragon. Let me travel through it. I also want to wish God Dragon, obtain various amazing and powerful abilities, and then pretend and accept girls, happily live the life I want. Okay. I can only think about it now. If this kind of fantasy could be realized, the world would have been in chaos long ago. Got it. I've thought too much, let's take a nap. I still have to work tomorrow, Lu Feng sighed helplessly as he was about to turn off his computer. Suddenly the image in the bottom left corner of the web page caught his eye. Chapter 2. I'm going. So powerful. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Looking at that picture, Lu Feng was immediately attracted. Lie down, trough. What the hell is this? Is it so powerful? Sun Wukong's transformation with white hair. This look. It's really amazing. I know what kind of transformation Sun Wukong has now. When did he have another transformation with white hair? His forehead still has an inverted A, and there's an extra stroke in the middle of A. What kind of situation is this? Is there still a red line on top of the body? What's going on here? And there are also Tragedy Tower, Billis, Wes, Sun Wufan, Bike, Teacher Chiyu of One Punch Superman, Luffy, Naruto, Sasuke, Ichigo, Nazi, and others around him. Lu Feng said that this picture decisively attracted his interest and quickly clicked on it to search for it. Dragon Ball Anime Battle. What the hell? It looks good, go take a look. Lu Feng became interested and didn't care, just clicked in and started watching quickly. As time passed, he could be said to be enjoying it. Lu Feng said that he was attracted by the newly discovered anime, Dragon Ball Anime Battle, which was even more satisfying than watching Dragon Ball Super. With various advanced forms and scenes of god fights, it was simply not too explosive. He used to watch those anime in the game, What Dragon Ball AF? Dragon Ball Avalon, Dragon Ball Super Universe game videos, and so on, What Super 4, Super 5 and so on. It's simply not too powerful. And this new one, Lu Feng said, is really good. These official works have never been released before. Regardless of whether they are official or not, as long as they can be seen, existence is reasonable, as long as you like them, no matter who made them, just look good and enjoy them. Moreover, the Dragon Ball battle was very enjoyable to watch, with the appearance of the 13-universe evil god Kakarot, also known as the evil god Black Wukong, directly transforming into the Saiyan white god state. This is not the silver hair of the Zeg Gong in Dragon Ball Super, but the true white hair, a brand new white god form with new divine power. When the evil god Black Wukong transforms into the white god form, he immediately hits Sun Wukong and the Tragedy Tower in the 7th universe Super Blue, and also punches the teacher. It's not too powerful. Moreover, Chiyu, the teacher of this punch, is so strong in the setting and other works that it cannot be explained, and the fights here are even more explosive. However, the villain died of talking too much, and the evil god Black Wukong was tragically killed. Then, 5 evil gods from 13 universes appeared, including one of the ancient gods, the Dragon God, who was the creator of the Super Dragon Ball. His strength was only below that of the entire king, and he was simply not too powerful. However, on the way, Sun Wukong became angry and transformed into a Saiyan white god form due to the death of the tragic tower. He was also tricked by the Dragon God, beaten, and almost destroyed. The purpose of the evil god Black Wukong's search for the Super Blue Sun Wukong is to use the strongest earrings of the evil god's pot-era combination, and the combined strength will be even stronger than the entire king. This operation should not be too explosive. And the earrings also have a Nyobi effect, combined with their special physical training, they can absorb divine power. The more they are attacked by divine power, the faster their strength improves. It's like a bug, specifically designed to counter the group of Sun Wukong who possess divine power. In the anime, the evil god Black Wukong, due to arrogance or other reasons, does not wear earrings or lacks that ability, and is directly eliminated by the fused Vegeta. The perfect state of Super Blue Lu Feng attacks the evil god behind him, and the more he attacks, the faster his strength improves. Unless he can completely eliminate him with one strike, he cannot play at all. Sun Wukong directly opened the Scion White God plus 100 times the World King Fist, but was still beaten, perhaps due to the earrings. Sun Wukong was blatantly tricked. If it weren't for the protagonist's aura, he would have died long ago. And the evil god Black Wukong, who could become the strongest existence beyond the entire king, ended up receiving a boxed meal due to his pretense of coercion. Hey! When fighting against the Scion people like Sun Wukong, there are 3 things to remember. If you don't follow them, you'll basically be defeated or defeated. It's like a law that can't be explained. Firstly, don't argue with the Sun family. As the anime tells us, try not to argue with the Sun family. Secondly, do not kill the people they care about in front of the Scion people, otherwise you will definitely kneel. This is a bug-like existence. In Dragon Ball Z, Frieza seconds Qin, and Sun Wukong directly turns into a Super Saiyan. In Dragon Ball AF, Frieza's son A's seconds Xiaofang, and Wu Feng directly turns into a Super 5. In the Dragon Ball battle we just watched, the evil god Black Wukong seconds the Tragedy Tower, and Sun Wukong directly turns into a white god. It's like a bug that can be opened and hung. Thirdly, don't do anything that makes Saya angry, because the more angry you are, the stronger your strength will increase, which is simply incomprehensible. Lu Feng knew very well that these tricks were related to the bloodline ability of the Scion people, and it was simply not too powerful. Chapter 3 Great Gods. You're giving me a super cheat. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ah. Poor evil god Black Wukong, if I could cross over and become him, then if it were me, what kind of Sun Wukong, what kind of evil god, what kind of king, who has been properly beaten by me, can only stand on my side. Lu Feng spoke firmly in his tone, as if affirming the fact that had happened. As a staunch fan of Dragon Ball and someone who has read various novels, anime, and routines, improving one's skills is simply not an easy task. Kid. You sound quite crazy. Suddenly, a very ethereal and majestic voice rang out in Lu Feng's brain. I lost it. Who is it? Lu Feng was somewhat surprised and instinctively called out. He has watched many horror and bloody anime and movies, and has also experienced some memorable and terrifying situations. His nerves are also very calm, his mood is not bad, and he has a lot of courage, so he is just a little surprised. Hee hee. Kid. If you want to see me, close your eyes. The ethereal and majestic voice continued to ring in Lu Feng's mind. I'll go. It's a bit interesting. Close it, I'm afraid of a hammer. Lu Feng spoke casually, and then his eyes closed. Then, with a flash in his eyes, he appeared in the white space around him, a god who made him feel like a fairy-like spirit. Appearing in his eyes, floating in the air a few meters before his eyes, but unable to see his entire body clearly, as if playing a mosaic. I'll go. This great god. You're so awesome, full of pussy, I'll give you a thumbs up. Lu Feng smiled slightly and gave the figure of void 2 thumbs in an easy-going tone. Afraid. Lu Feng has one thing, which is the instinctive fear of the unknown by humans. However, now Lu Feng's interest and curiosity are much greater than that little bit of fear. Speaking of which, Lu Feng also had several experiences of standing shoulder to shoulder with the Grim Reaper, and his heart was filled with excitement. Kid. It's very appealing to me, and what you said just now is really crazy. It has a bit of my youthful demeanor. The ethereal voice sounded, with a hint of appreciation in its tone. Oh. Thank you, God. You praised me and also praised you, and then what? Lu Feng looked curious and easy-going, with a tone that was neither humble nor aloof, neither warm nor fiery. He has read a lot of jokes, and at this point, it's right to listen to the other person's speech. It's right to let the other person continue to speak. The key is to listen carefully to the other person's words and find out their true meaning. That's right. Good kid. It's a bit interesting. I heard what you said, and your tone is very certain. I will do as you wish, making you the evil god Black Wukong in your heart. I'm waiting to see how you hang those little guys in the Dragon Ball world. Moreover, I can still fulfill your 3 wishes. What would you do? There was a hint of appreciation in the master's tone. What? I'll go. Is this so great? This. Isn't it true? Will this kind of pie falling from the sky hit me on the head? Lu Feng was a bit confused. This kind of situation that appeared in novels and jokes was actually encountered by him. After all, he had also seen wishing to travel in movies and anime. In the novel, it's just about soul piercing. Do I have 3 more wishes? This shouldn't be too explosive. Is this cheating me? What's going on? Kid. You're confused now. Seeing Lu Feng's emotions change, the ethereal voice continued to ring. Upon hearing the sound, Lu Feng regained his senses and nodded sincerely. To be honest, I'm a bit confused. This is a bit unexpected, it's too nerve-wracking. Give me a few seconds, I'll calm down a bit. After Lu Feng finished speaking, he didn't care about the other person. He took a deep breath and then exhaled, using psychological cues and stress relief methods to try to calm his emotions. However, after trying for a few seconds, the excited mood couldn't calm down. Since it can't calm down, let it go and think about what to make a wish for. Lu Feng touched his chin and began to think. Since there is such a thing, TSK. It's really. God has helped me too. I need to think carefully. If I have the opportunity to travel, then I must find the most amazing existence in my brain, so that it's better to pretend to be amazing. First of all, crossing over requires a strong body in order to survive better. Don't be momentarily delayed as soon as you appear, which would be awkward. Oh no. It's a tragedy. And Sun Wukong, whom I admire, has a good appearance, ability, and talent, while Black Wukong also possesses what Sun Wukong possesses and even surpasses him. After I finish speaking, I switch to the evil god Black Wukong, and the great god will appear, so I can only cross over to become Black Wukong. Since this condition is met, then let's switch to the ability to travel through various dimensions of the universe in the novel. Travel doesn't go to every world to see the scenery, but rather to talk about girls from all over the world. I'm sorry for the long-awaited travel, especially girls. This is the key. Do you accept girls when traveling? Sleeping in a slot. This is right for yourself. Take more, take less, and look at your mood. Then, we also need various powerful abilities, such as the teacher of the god of destruction, Wes, the ability to cover, recover, heal, create, and so on. The most amazing ability is time reversal, which is not too much. Just thinking about it, I am excited. With these abilities, when I obtain the body of the evil god Black Wukong, and then use the Super Dragon Ball to make wishes for some abilities, it's not too beautiful. It's decided, and it's a happy decision. The last thing is, as a member of the Crossing Army, how can you do without a golden finger? That must be there. I am a small commoner in this life, and now I have the opportunity to choose. No matter what, I have to be more powerful than the current official second generation, wealthy second generation, and military second generation. Otherwise, it would be too wasteful. Who would have said they had that fate? They were born into a good family, and now, I can also choose the way and conditions to appear. With this in mind, Lu Feng's gaze was fixed on the deity and he expressed his first wish. Goddess. I want to have the ability to freely travel through time, space, and various dimensional worlds. Oh. Kid. You have a good idea. Sure, said the master in an appreciative tone. His body flashed with a white light and a beam of light flashed at the speed of light, quickly sinking into Lu Feng's eyebrows. Now, you have the ability to freely shuttle through various dimensional worlds. As long as you say in your mind the dimensional world you want to enter, a dimensional light gate will appear. After entering that glowing light gate, you will be in that world. Thank you. Goddess. Feeling the shining light in his brain, Lu Feng became excited and expressed his sincere and loyal gratitude. Continue. Say your second wish. My second wish is to give me all the abilities of Reeves in Dragon Ball Super. This can have it. The great god finished speaking, and another white light flashed, penetrating into Lu Feng's eyebrows. Feeling the various abilities and skills of Weiss in his mind, such as invincible covers, isolation covers, hidden covers, creating various items, restoring life, healing wounds, and reversing time, Lu Feng was dazzled. Continue. Say your third wish. Upon hearing the words of the great deity, Lu Feng clenched his fists and released his excitement slightly before saying, Great deity. As a traveler, my third wish is to give me an omnipotent system, and then use the energy in Black Wukong's body as energy. Sun Wukong's idea made Void Shadow laugh and he said, hee hee. Good kid. You have a lot of ideas, you know how to play tricks. Ha. To be honest, my god. In order to achieve my own goals, and not to disappoint you or be afraid of being beaten by you, I can only play tricks to survive and become stronger. After all, in the world of Dragon Ball, there are too many perverts. Lu Feng sincerely expressed his true thoughts in his heart, and for those who need to be thanked, just be sincere. Anyway, Lu Feng felt and did the same. Good kid. You're very honest. Sure. Another white light flashed, and another spot of light appeared in Lu Feng's mind. This is the golden finger, right? It seems that the only way to activate it is to become Black Wukong. Lu Feng used his brain to sense for a moment. Alright. Kid. You've got everything you want. So, let's start your journey. I hope you can bring me some joy. As for your world, after you leave, I will let it stay in that moment. After the great god finished speaking, a white light flashed again. Lu Feng didn't even have a chance to say thank you, feeling enveloped by a warm ball of light and floating up. Then, a 7-colored light gate appeared in front of him and flew straight in. Chapter 4. Is this dreaming? It doesn't exist. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. In the colorful passage, Lu Feng looked around at everything that was flying rapidly, feeling speechless in his heart. I'll go. This great god is really amazing. I didn't even have a chance to say anything I'm grateful for. Forget it, based on the urination in the novel, I'm sure I'll see you again in the future, but I'm a damn. Will we have a fight like in the novel? I can't rule out this situation. If that's really the case, it would be dangerous. Although it was easy to talk just now, if I can't satisfy the great god, will I be in a hurry? After all, the great god just said it, I'll go. It seems that the 3 wishes are not for nothing. You should always pay attention to the sword of Damos on your head. Thinking of this, Lu Feng really wants to sing a cool song for himself at this moment. However, after thinking for a while, this idea was erased from his mind. Cut it off. Afraid of a hammer. Whether it's true or not, whether it will be realized or not, just live each day as if it's the end of the day. Just think about living well first, and for the rest, why bother thinking so much? If you should come, just come. Okay. Lu Feng shamelessly hinted and hypnotized himself, eliminating the unknown fear. As soon as it was eliminated, Lu Feng thought of something again and his expression tightened. Damn it! If possible, just make a wish and have more abilities and skills than the entire king. Isn't that enough to hit the characters in the Dragon Ball in seconds? Lu Feng thought of this and roast in his heart. Then he comforted himself casually. Forget it. Who didn't think of it at that time? Since it can't be changed, it's better to take it on with peace of mind and gratitude. After all, what you can have now is very good, and you should know how to be content. Lu Feng comforted himself once again. For why he thought of Wes's abilities at that time, rather than the abilities of the entire king, he also knew that he might have watched more anime, and Wes's displayed abilities were very attractive to him. However, the entire king only appeared a few times, waving his hand in seconds to create the universe. It just felt like it was fake and unreal, so subconsciously he chose what he liked. And even though he has watched Dragon Ball Battle and various Dragon Ball animations, he is afraid that he won't be able to compete against the entire king. My mind is full of various tricks now. Anyway, he has confidence. However, if your strength has not reached the level of a second king, it's better to be low-key and obscene to improve your strength. Sometimes, being low-key is better to pretend, but being high-profile can lead to being beaten. After thinking it through, Lu Feng no longer hesitated and began to look around. Watching the colorful lights rapidly receding in the passage, making him dizzy, his eyelids unconsciously became heavy, and then he closed his eyes and entered an unconscious state. Kid. Have a great time. Maybe you can create a new myth and give me some fun. The great god finished speaking, and his immortal body slowly faded away, scattering into dots of light and disappearing. In the channel I don't know how long it has been flying, but Lu Feng, who is a soul body, feels like it has been a long time. For a long time suddenly, he felt his soul body pause, as if it was attached to a familiar object, and he was aware of the various existence of his body, the strength of his hands, feet, body, and various situations. Okay. Such a powerful force. This kind of power, I feel like. With just a single punch. It can shatter my previous earth. This incredibly real feeling. Is this the body of the evil god Sun Wukong? Feeling the newly controlled physical condition for a while, after gaining some understanding, Lu Feng opened his eyes and looked at the blue sky and white clouds in the sky, breathing fresh air and feeling the power inside his body. He was a bit dazed, oh no. Yes. Stunned. Lu Feng was lost in thought for an unknown amount of time. After about 3 minutes, Lu Feng finally recognized reality and touched his forehead with his right hand, shaking his body and laughing like a madman. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Ha ha. Alright. Alright. It's really great. I'm TM. Alright. It's true, it's all true, my wish. It's really true, it's true, I didn't dream this. This Nima. I'm so excited that I don't know what to say, grass. Okay. Lu Feng felt that he was now very much like those people with excessive nerves, even more nervous than them. Sigh. After all, he is a loser who has just crossed the river. He has unparalleled strength, and if he is not nervous, that's the problem. It wasn't until he was excited for a long time that Lu Feng calmed down slightly and carefully sensed the state of his whole body and mind. What's going on? Why is there an extra black dot in his mind? Lu Feng felt the situation in his brain and looked at the black dot with some confusion. I'll go. This shouldn't be the masterpiece of that great god. Judging from the situation, it seems like it's the memory of Black Goku or something. Should I? As someone who has read a novel, he knows that when a person's memory is accepted by another person, what kind of consequences must be endured. If it can be safely accepted, the next step is fine. If it cannot be accepted, those memories may burst his mind and lead to a devastating outcome. And the memory of the evil god Black Wukong has been introduced in the anime. They have prepared for thousands of years in the demon world, so at least 1,000 years of memory. With my current spiritual strength and mind, I will definitely have a chance of death, and that life is the halo of a traveler. If awesome is okay and awesome doesn't kneel, who will cry? And now the memory has been turned into a black dot, obviously because the gods know the consequences, that's why. If you're mischievous, then you'll have good fruit to eat. Reason and subconscious told me that in order to survive well, it's best not to touch it now. Lu Feng trusts himself very much, trusts his intuition, so he chooses to ignore that black spot. Haha. Now, let me fulfill my little wish. Try the power of this body and feel it well. Lu Feng was overjoyed. Before, watching various Dragon Ball animations, I used to feel that transformation was very cool, but now, I have such an opportunity. Why not experience and feel it well? Set it up, it's troublesome to be noticed by some old perverts, be careful, Lu Feng thought to himself. After all, there are too many perverts in the Dragon Ball world, so be careful and sail for thousands of years. Thinking of this, Lu Feng searched in his mind and got what he wanted. With a divine finger, he lightly tapped the void, and a transparent light mask appeared in this 100-meter space. Using Weiss's ability, he set up a barrier to isolate the information in the space. Sister. With my decades of experience, I can't understand these skills. It's just too mysterious, but whatever it is, just know the effects of the skills yourself. Lu Feng knew that this was due to his insufficient knowledge and abilities. Such advanced things made him feel dizzy, like skills in games. Knowing the effects, his body could use them. After everything was arranged, Lu Feng took a deep breath and slowly exhaled, taking a deep breath to relax his mood. So, let's get started. Just go ahead and give it a try. Thinking of this, Lu Feng clenched his hands into a fist, accelerating the use of energy in his body and increasing his size. Ha dot. With a soft roar, the strong energy appeared in the shape of a jet flame, 1/2 meter around the body, with lightning on top. Golden hair stood in a flame-like shape, with a cool, domineering, and evil aura. The whole body was filled with a powerful aura, and this was Super Saiyan 2. As for why roar? Lu Feng said he didn't know either, but he just felt that. The louder he roared, the more powerful he became. Is this a setting? Okay. So strong. Haha. Really? So strong. Feeling the power inside his body, this unprecedented power, this feeling of being able to destroy the planet with just one punch, really fascinated him. Lu Feng said that he was excited and excited, extremely excited. Haha. Damn it. Super 1 has increased by 50 times, and now it's only over 2, it's only increased by 100 times. There are also various Super 3, Super 4, and Super 5 in the future, as well as divine forms such as Super Race Blue, Super Red, and White divine forms. I can't imagine it, damn it. It's about to fly, it's about to fly. Nima. Heart. Jumping so fast. Okay. Without accepting the memory of the evil god Black Wukong, Lu Feng could only perceive and feel everything with his loser's insight. Continue. This time in Super 3 form, then in Super Blue, and finally in the end, the white god recovered. It seems that Super 4 has not been achieved, and it seems that we have taken the path of cultivating divine power. However, as far as I know, transforming into Super 4 or Super 5 is not a problem at all. Lu Feng felt something in his heart and knew something. Subsequently, Lu Feng tried several states one after another, feeling the power within his body, the excitement, not to mention it. At the same time as transforming, he also felt the various situations of transformation. In short, the stronger the transformation, the more energy is consumed and the faster it is consumed. It seems that this energy problem needs to be solved by finding a way to be stronger and more enduring. I need to be a strong man. Lu Feng touched his chin, pondering how to solve this energy problem. Chapter 5. Partners. Top-grade royal sister type golden fingers. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After pondering for 2 seconds, what came to Lu Feng's mind? By the way, let's take a look at my current appearance first. Is it the same as the anime? He turned into a mirror and looked at the same look as in the original work. Lu Feng nodded with satisfaction. More mature and demonic than Sun Wukong in the 7th universe. However, with these black and red eyes, it's safe to look like a big villain. Although it's okay to be a big villain, can I choose my own path now? Just temporarily become like Sun Wukong from the 7th universe that I admire. This appearance is most suitable for being the villain when I have the opportunity in the future. Since I have now crossed into the evil god Black Wukong, let's temporarily hide the name Lu Feng. That's my name in another world on earth, just remember it in my heart. Since it's called the evil god Sun Wukong in the anime, let me call it that way now. The name Evil God Sun Wukong represents extraordinary significance. After all, I can travel through time, but it's thanks to the great God, and I have a mission. This mission is in this Dragon Ball world, so I must remember and not forget my original intention. With this in mind, Lu Feng decided to temporarily hide his previous name and change it to the name he had previously mentioned, which is also the same as in the anime, called Sun Wukong, the evil god Sun Wukong. Later, he used Wesa's ability to change his eyes, becoming like Sun Wukong from the 7th universe, appearing more friendly. Looking at the appearance in front of the mirror, he was equally satisfied and liked. For him, whether he is the evil-looking one, the current one, or any other form of him, he likes it because he accepts himself, accepts everything from him, whether it is bad or good, he accepts it all. Because this was something he had already done as a human on Earth. Whether it's incompetence, ignorance, unhappiness, happiness, success, and so on. Everything, whether good or bad, can only be better understood by accepting everything about oneself, and then finding ways to improve oneself, in order to become better and stronger. Alright. I've gotten to know my evil god Sun Wukong now, and his physical condition is also similar. Now, let's go meet new friends. Thinking of this, the mind activated the golden finger in the brain. The all-around system is starting, please wait, master. It is very beautiful, with a hint of demon and softness in it, and a hint of charm in it. At first glance, it sounds like the yellow warbler coming out of the valley, like the orchids in the empty valley, with kites singing and phoenixes singing, clear and clear yet gentle and gentle. Upon hearing it again, it is like the babbling water, the wind brushing against the willows, gentle yet charming and full of emotions. Listening carefully, one can only feel that the sky is vast and the clouds are relaxed. The sea is calm and the waves are calm, making one's heart open and unable to stop. Lie down, groove. This sound, Nima. Can't you take it? Sun Wukong said, trembling with excitement all over his body. He had no resistance to this sound, and its killing power was not too strong. It felt like it was made by a stunning and top-notch imperial beauty, full of unparalleled temptation. After being awakened, Lu Feng couldn't help but think of something and thought to himself, I wipe it. Is that the great god? Also a fellow disciple. Do you understand my hobbies? How do you know that I like the type of imperial sister and mature? Ding. Sun Wukong was lost in thought when a voice pulled him back to his thoughts. Successfully launched. The all-around system is at your service, my beloved master. The seductive and melodious voice continued to ring, making Sun Wukong feel like his bones were about to crumble. Sun Wukong had to take a deep breath to calm his mind. Hello system. In the future, our destiny will be connected. Let's live and die together. Let's work hard together and become stronger. Live well together. Sun Wukong's tone was firm and sincere. He has also read many Golden Finger novels, no matter what others do, but he believes that as long as the system helps him, he must gain his sincerity, and he will treat it sincerely, even if it is just a program or something else. Okay. My master. The pleasant voice continued to ring, but it was calm and devoid of any feeling it deserved. The sound is so beautiful, but it lacks the emotions that humans should have. It's a contradictory existence. Sun Wukong expressed his understanding of this situation. Isn't it true that the newly produced smart robots in the anime only developed emotions after experiencing some experiences with humans? Perhaps this system will also have emotions in the future. Although the system is just a tool, as a user, it is his idea to respect what can help him. For those who have lived on Earth for decades, he knows that if family, friends, and strangers sincerely help you, then you must be grateful because neither he nor you owe each other. So you must learn to be grateful. Hee. System. Partner. Please take more care of us in the future. So, let's start getting stronger from now on. Come on, system partner. Give me a Dragon Ball radar and time ring, let's start doing business. Sun Wukong's tone felt like he was talking to family and friends, very sincere. As for why we need the Dragon Ball radar, of course, we're looking for Super Dragon Balls to make wishes. The quickest and most effective shortcut to improve our strength now is this. As for the time ring. Hee. Of course, it's used to brush Dragon Ball wishes, and the time shuttle from Trunks is also good. Although we also have that ability, let's try other methods first. The method of this routine has been used by the world god Zamas of Dragon Ball Super. I know it myself and there are conditions, why not use it? Although the time ring in Dragon Ball world can only be used by the Realm King God, Sun Wukong really wants to see the power of the invincible system. And for the Dragon Ball plot, he said he doesn't want to get involved yet, as he has the ability to travel through time and can do it anytime. Okay. Master. As soon as the system finished speaking, Sun Wukong suddenly felt that there was less energy in his body, and then a quaint ring appeared in his hand, along with the same Dragon Ball radar as in the original work. Is this done? Indeed, Gold Finger is a powerful existence, worthy of being a cheat. Looking at the object that appeared out of thin air in his hand, Sun Wukong couldn't help but sigh in his heart, and at the same time, he gave a thumbs up to the system Gold Finger and his own wisdom. If others want to obtain resources from the Golden Finger, they need the necessary energy value of the Golden Finger, and this is the energy in their own body. This method is simply a super cheat, and the god who can do it cannot be admired. It is indeed a godlike existence that he cannot understand. Master. The all-around system also has various powerful functions. Do you need to learn more now? Ah. The system. Don't read your masters and my thoughts casually in the future, leave some space for me, it's good for everyone, okay? Sun Wukong felt a bit helpless. Although the system was powerful, it was quite annoying in some aspects. Okay. Master. That's good, as for those functions. Let's talk about them later and get down to business first. Looking at the ring and radar in his hand, he became very excited. If you're looking for it, you must be looking for a Super Dragon Ball, that awesome giant dragon. Watching it in the anime was incredibly shocking, and now that I have the opportunity to see it, I'm not too excited. The most amazing thing is that it can fulfill all its wishes, as for other things. Put it later. Moreover, Sun Wukong temporarily only wants to try on his own, after all, he is the starting point. A little growth will make him better. Although relying on the system can also make him stronger, he cannot rely too much on external things. This is his current idea. Sun Wukong knew the difference between them. For example, when playing a game, the skills you gain by reaching the full level of that profession are different from those obtained by upgrading to the full level through cheating. Of course, this is just his temporary idea, and it may depend on the situation in the future. Only by understanding adaptability can he be better. So, let's get started. Just act quietly. He knows it. Anime tells us that being high-profile can easily lead to being eaten by chickens. Therefore, in this world of Dragon Balls, it's best to be low-key and become more obscene. Only when you have the ability to ignore everything, it's not too late for you to be high-profile. However, whether to be high-profile or not depends on everyone's thoughts. After all, everyone's experiences, thoughts, practices, and thoughts are different, which is why there are all kinds of people, all kinds of lives, and all kinds of worlds. Let's go. Sun Wukong was surrounded by energy and surrounded by a transparent light shield, isolating his breath. He left the earth and stood up, flying towards the sky. Although the memory of the evil god Sun Wukong has not yet been accepted, his body's energy and other aspects have been perfectly mastered. These inexplicable things, Sun Wukong believes, should be attributed to the great god. Flying in the sky and universe, he was once again excited. After all, in such a situation, it was impossible for him to experience it for the first time without excitement. I first flew in the air, satisfied my craving, and then began to get down to business. Sun Wukong's mind activated the ability of light dots to travel through his brain, and a 2-meter large 7-colored light hole appeared above his head. He chose the world of Dragon Ball Super and plunged into it. Sun Wukong knew that the evil god he was traveling through was in the dimensional world of Dragon Ball Anime Battle, or another parallel world of Dragon Ball. There were too many perverts and gods here. To avoid some trouble, it was best to go to the world of Dragon Ball Super and make a wish for a super-level dragon. After flying in the passage for a while, Sun Wukong was startled by something that came to his mind. Speaking of which, in the world of Dragon Ball Super, there are 2 whole kings. There are actually 2 such beings who can easily wave their hands to create the universe. It's beyond common sense, it's really abnormal. If the birth of a parallel world is like what is shown in Dragon Ball Super, then this parallel world of Dragon Ball will be even more powerful. I have to be careful. Looking at the various bright lights at the colorful passage, Sun Wukong expressed that his head was too big to understand. He flew for a while in a daze in the main passage with countless light spots, and arrived at a glowing passage. With a fierce heart, he plunged in. Chapter 6. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. In the 7th universe of Dragon Ball Super, a 7-colored light hole suddenly appeared in a cosmic space, and then Sun Wukong's figure flew out of the light hole. Sleeping trough. Is this here? Sun Wukong plunged his head into the spot of light and felt that after a second, it was almost there. It was simply too powerful. Okay. In the world of the great gods, as a novice, I feel like I can't understand it now. Forget it, it's important to take matters seriously. After sighing, I pressed the Dragon Ball radar and started searching for the Dragon Ball based on its information. I don't know how much time passed, but when Sun Wukong saw a Dragon Ball as huge and incomparable as a planet in the original work, he was amazed. Sleeping trough. When watching anime, I didn't think it was very impressive or realistic, but now. It's really amazing, really. Very realistic. After sighing for a while, without saying a word, I directly installed it in the system space and continued to search for the next one. As an experienced driver, he knows the power of the golden finger. Although he can take it away with Wes's ability, it's too high. Profile and there are better methods. Being low. Key is the way. Sun Wukong quietly and cautiously collected Super Dragon Balls in the 6th and 7th universes. Perhaps because this kind of thing received little attention, Sun Wukong spent some time simply and easily, and finally collected 7. Finding a relatively safe space, Sun Wukong was very excited and looked at the huge 7 dragon balls in front of him. He spoke the activation language in the divine language of Wesa's abilities. Come out. Dragon of the gods. I want to fulfill my wish. As soon as his words fell, the 7 dragon beads emitted a dazzling light, then moved a distance and sorted. After sorting, golden lightning appeared, and the 7 dragon beads interacted directly, forming a huge and incomparable ball of light. The light was dazzling, accompanied by some powerful momentum, causing the space here to shake uncontrollably and Sun Wukong to quickly retreat. This commotion. I'm lying down. Sun Wukong was very helpless about this. He wanted to keep a low profile, but the situation didn't allow it. This super dragon really knows how to cause trouble. Super dragon. Just occasionally express it, don't go too far, keep a low profile. Feeling the shaking space around him, Sun Wukong silently prayed that this situation would end soon. The space continued to vibrate for a few seconds before calming down. Sun Wukong looked ahead, just like in the original work. In the light mask, a huge divine dragon figure with closed eyes appeared in his eyes. Looking at this big guy, Sun Wukong expressed his excitement, and some fear. Because of their imposing demeanor, body, abilities, and other aspects, they are too abnormal. The divine dragon's eyelids twitched lightly and woke up. Then, like in the original work, it began to shout and grow larger, flying out of the galaxy, and its huge body appeared in the universe. Damn it! If you want the super dragon to be low-key or something, forget it. I hope the place I'm looking for hasn't been noticed, otherwise there will be trouble. Sun Wukong could only tug at the corner of his mouth and silently pray. After showing off crazily, Super Dragon took Sun Wukong towards its core. Sun Wukong looked around like a country bumpkin. Okay. Everything in front of him was so shocking that he was almost numb. I can only be like a country bumpkin, take a look here and there. Then, after flying for a while, I arrived at the pitch-black kernel space. With the appearance of the miniature super dragon, it also meant that I could make a wish. Say your wish. There can only be one, said the super dragon in divine language. Hee. Fortunately, brother has foresight and the ability to make wishes includes divine language. Otherwise, even if you collect super dragon balls, it's useless. Sun Wukong didn't leave any ink on it and directly expressed his long-cherished wish. My wish is to give me the ability to live forever, and at the same time, to let me and the girl I chose, after that, also have the ability to live forever and be immortal. He has traveled through time and will definitely take in girls. Since he has taken them, he will definitely be with him forever. And this ability is the best, but we cannot let our girls be unprofitable, can we? Most importantly, having read the original work, he knows the amazing power of this ability, it's simply not too powerful. As the saying goes, one person is wise, and the rooster and the dog ascend to heaven. Upon receiving the answer, the super dragon was not BB either. It opened wide, its eyes lit up, and the divine light enveloped Sun Wukong's body 2 times before dissipating, fulfilling Sun Wukong's wish. Then, without saying much, it transformed into a radiance and disappeared, and the super dragon ball began to fly around. Great. Haha. Sure enough. Super dragon is amazing. Sun Wukong felt a huge change and knew his wish had been fulfilled. He was so excited that he remembered the direction of each super dragon ball, activated the time ring, and traveled through it for a year. Because the CD for Super Dragon Ball lasts for 1 year, it can be made by finding and making a wish 1 year later. And Sun Wukong just disappeared. About 15 minutes later, a bright light appeared at the place where he had disappeared. It was a beautiful shadow, and she was the angel of the 6th universe, Bados. The wish made by Sun Wukong in the sixth universe, the movement of the super dragon, was too loud for her to perceive. And the destructive god of the sixth universe, like Pam, is sleeping to replenish energy. As a god of destruction, the destructive energy used requires sleep to replenish, so the god of destruction only appears once a long time, which is one of the reasons. Who on earth is it? Making a wish to the super dragon. What wish is it? Bados examined it for a moment, but did not receive any intelligence, and couldn't help but think to himself. She knows the power of the super dragon, and this is happening in her own territory, so she must consider it. However, because Sun Wukong had Wesa's ability to conceal his aura, Bados did not receive any intelligence from her. Bados carefully examined it before leaving. It seemed like she had gone to discuss it with someone. Sun Wukong knew he would definitely be discovered, so after making a wish, he immediately ran away. The movement of the super dragon was so loud that it exceeded his understanding. If he didn't run away, he would definitely be beaten. Even if he didn't get beaten, it would be very troublesome. After traveling for a year, he began his journey to find the super dragon ball again. This time, he became even more careful and cautious. Fortunately, there was no trouble and it took some time to find 7 super dragon balls. Looking at the super dragon ball, Monkey King could not help but mutter. It seems that the size of the dragon depends on the size of the dragon ball itself. The Dragon Ball on the Earth is not as big as that of the Milky Way star. The Dragon Ball of the Milky Way star is compared with this Super Dragon Ball. Never mind. It can't be compared, regardless of size or ability. Subsequently, he summoned the Super Dragon again in the same divine language as the first time. Another big commotion left him speechless. He had originally intended to be Low.Key, but this super dragon couldn't be Low.Key at all. It really hurt him. He really wanted to talk to the super dragon. Brother Shenlong. I know you're very powerful and impressive. Can you keep a low profile? Can you keep a low profile? But just thinking about it, forget it. Who knows if this super dragon will beat him? He doesn't want to challenge the super dragon's ability with his fearlessness. Say your wish. But only one. Sun Wukong is not BB either, he directly expresses his wishes at the core. Because he felt 2 powerful energies coming towards him, it was obvious that he had been noticed. I need a space ring, controlled by my mind. The larger the space inside, the better. The super dragon can be as big as you want, and it can also accommodate people. The contents inside should be based on the 7th universe. Everything in the 7th universe is there, and there are various devices and clothes installed with gravity devices that can be freely adjusted inside. You can increase the size of gravity as much as you can. Moreover, the ring exists in my body, can it be done? Super Dragon. Sun Wukong looked at the super dragon with some anticipation, because there were too many requirements for these things, and he was afraid that the super dragon would not be able to agree. He, who has read various travel novels, knows the amazing aspects of a space ring. It can hold things, raise things, and even hold living people. It's safe to say that it's a mobile world. Do you want it? However, in his opinion, this is just a wish. Wish is a space ring, while other requirements are just what should be inside the ring. Making such a wish, of course, is to enhance one's strength and find a place to live with one's own girls in the future. Moreover, with such a ring, one can indirectly be considered the owner of the world inside the ring, not to mention controlling everything with one's mind. Why is it the 7th universe? Because those who have watched anime know that the 7th universe has abnormal things such as fairy beams, gravity devices, and time houses. This is the trick he had already planned. No problem. Under Sun Wukong's expectant gaze, the super dragon remained silent for a few seconds before making a satisfactory move that directly fulfilled his wish. Feeling the roaring ring inside his body, he was incredibly excited. Your requirements have been met, and the space inside is as large as the 7th universe you requested, and it also has everything that the 7th universe has. Thank you. Super Dragon. Sincerely thank you. Sun Wukong quickly expressed his sincere gratitude, regardless of whether the other party could listen or not. The Super Dragon looked at Sun Wukong with its huge crimson eyes, and without saying a word, it transformed into a light that disappeared. The Dragon Ball began to fly around again. Sun Wukong remembered the direction in which each Super Dragon Ball left, and was about to open the ring to travel through the year and continue his wish to brush Dragon Balls, but was stopped. 2 figures appeared in front of him, and the space here was also sealed off. Chapter 7. Bados' Little Girl. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Looking at those 2 figures, Sun Wukong felt a little helpless and said, "It seems I can't escape." Looking at Bados and Elephant Papa in front of him, Elephant Papa was still the same as the original work, with a chubby head and big ears like mice. Bados was more charming, with a beautiful woman, still of the imperial sister type, which was his favorite type. At least he thought so, so he couldn't help but look at her for a few more seconds. "Where are you from? You caused trouble in my territory and even used a wishing ball." Seeing Sun Wukong, Elephant Papa's face immediately turned displeased and he looked at him and questioned. "I'll go. Is your attitude like this when you first came up? Is it possible to communicate and play well?" Sun Wukong was speechless in his questioning attitude, but he also had some understanding of his attitude. After all, he is a god of destruction, millions of people know. The highest existence above billions of living beings, I am a novice, an unseen existence, and I still hope that the other person will give me a good face. Think too much. The most important thing is that he doesn't have the ability and value to give himself a good face. Sun Wukong felt that at least now, Xiang Pa thinks and does the same. "I know you, Elephant Pa. The god of destruction and administrator of the 6th universe, you can say that you have control over the lives and deaths of many people. Their lives and deaths are in your mind." Sun Wukong said, looking at Bados next to Elephant Pa and saying, "And this girl next to you can also be called a little girl. It's your helper angel Bados." Sun Wukong did not answer the question about Xiang Pa, but instead spoke out what he wanted to say, buying some time while mentally estimating his strength. "In my current form as a white god, I can definitely hang and beat Elephant Papa. As for Bados, I only have half the certainty. After all, she has some abilities and attack methods that I haven't seen much in the original work, so I need to pay attention. However, I'm not afraid either, as I also have Wes abilities, at least it can serve as a reference. Since you know this god of destruction, why don't you quickly answer his words?" Sun Wukong responded, making Elephant Palmer's anger even fiercer. He clenched his fists tightly, and if he didn't answer, he would disrupt your rhythm. It looked like he had a bad temper and couldn't control his emotions. But Bados was different, with a slightly different expression in her eyes. She seemed to find Sun Wukong calling her girl and little girl very interesting. After all, she had never heard anyone call her that before. The first time, the impression is often the most profound. "Okay. I'm just a tourist who travels around the world, and coming here won't pose a threat to you. I'm easy to talk to, so can I leave?" Sun Wukong explained sincerely as he looked at Elephant Palmer and Bados. "I don't need to lie to you either. I'm not a big villain who can easily destroy the world, so I don't pose a threat to you at all. At least for now, and there's no need to take action on things that can be solved with my mouth. Because when it comes to the realm of the god of destruction, it's very troublesome to take action. Although I know that it's basically impossible for someone like Pa, who has a bad temper, I still need to give it a try. Perhaps we will succeed. That would be best." Sun Wukong thought to himself. There is a choice, trying is one thing, not trying is another thing. Want to leave? A guy like you who causes trouble and disrupts my sleep in my territory must be destroyed. This demand made Elephant Pa even more furious. After speaking, he directly demonstrated his determination with his actions and activated the destruction mode. Purple energy appeared around him, and he extended his right hand. It seemed like Sun Wukong was preparing to open a big second. Wait. Sun Wukong quickly reached out to stop. What are you doing? Xiangpa also cooperated very well. Can you not destroy me? Give me a few years, and I will find delicious food that is so delicious that it explodes. I will come to show my respect to you then. He, who has read the original work, knows their hobbies, so he started the trick of seducing and confusing. Really? Before Elephant Pa could even speak, Bados' beautiful voice sounded first. This reaction was that the standard beauty was a foodie, but she only ate delicious food. It was just her hobby, just like Wes. Of course. Delicious food is something that many people have to love. Because it can bring us both emotional and physical enjoyment, it can be said to be both love and hate. When we can eat it, we love it immensely. When we can't eat it, especially when we can only see it but can't eat it, are you satisfied? Don't hate. Of course it's true, I dare not deceive the two great gods. It's definitely a top-notch delicacy that you haven't experienced, tasted before. Sun Wukong continued to lure and guide, his tone even more mesmerizing. Bados was somewhat moved. However, Elephant Parker gave up. Although he also liked to eat delicious food, he had his own thoughts and immediately spoke up, saying, "Hey. Bados. Don't listen to this guy. We'll just have someone find him then. I said this guy wants to be destroyed, so we can only destroy it." Upon hearing something like Pa's words, Bados had no choice but to remain silent. She had to listen to him on these matters. Okay. It seems like we can only take action. Sun Wukong felt very helpless in his heart. Although he had known the result long ago, he had tried it himself and had no regrets. At least he had worked hard. Sister. Since you are a chubby person who doesn't know how to stand up and loves to fight, then I will beat you up. If it's too late, you're lucky. My strongest white god form power can easily hit you. In the Dragon Ball battle, I can hit Sun Wukong in the 7th universe's super blue form, who can open 100 times the World King Fist. Plus, you're not in a subversive state right now, so I'm not afraid of you at all. Only when I have the strength can I talk to you well. Without the strength, I have already thought of various methods and tricks to run away. Who else would want to have sex with you? And now that I have an immortal body, I'm afraid of a hammer and will beat you up. Thinking of this, Sun Wukong made a decision and found the system in his heart. System. Give me the learning world of King Fist and Dragon Fist. Master, I'm going to expand. Let's go supernatural together. Okay. Master. The soft and bony sound that made Sun Wukong feel a bit uncomfortable once again stimulated his nerves and brain. Sister. This system needs to be studied and researched carefully in the future. What kind of body, and appearance should this sound match? Such a requirement is that the evil god Black Wukong does not have the skills of Sun Wukong in the 7th universe, so he has to rely on his golden finger. As for why he learns Dragon Fist, he has his own ideas. Compared to Qigong waves and energy bullets, it wastes time and opportunity. When he gathers energy, how can he know what actions the opponent has? This is not watching anime. So, compared to other moves, Dragon Fist is more efficient and direct, and most importantly, it is domineering and satisfying. The feeling of punching to the flesh makes one feel excited, which is his idea. After consuming some chi, with the help of the golden finger, one immediately learns the skill, which is the strength of the golden finger. The power of cheats does not need to be explained. How can this be explained? Sun Wukong said. He was also very confused. Chapter 8. Dragon Fist Explosion. Who would give up on me? You are listening at Novel Full.audio. After learning the skills, Sun Wukong secretly prepared in his heart. Since we're going to fight, we're just planning to solve the battle with a single punch. As someone who has watched anime, I know that many anime enthusiasts don't need to use their strongest strength and slowly engage with the opponent with a few tenths of their strength, pretending to be forced and eventually being killed by the protagonist who cheats. I need to be careful about this kind of thing. The reason why he has this idea is that he has watched and understood anime more, so he cares more. Among them, the most direct one is Sun Wukong from the 7th universe. Although he admires him, he also likes many aspects of him. However, as for some aspects, I have to roast that I have super combat effectiveness, and I just like Super 2. Super 3, Super Blue plus King's Fist. If it weren't for the protagonist's halo, I wouldn't have hung it many times. Especially in Dragon Ball Super, if it weren't for the presence of Wes and the existence of the time reversal skill, the entire Earth and him would have been given seconds by that guy Frieza. Sometimes Sun Wukong also doesn't understand the villains in anime. Despite having the ability to compete instantly, why does he always like to pretend to be forced? Did it end up being killed by the protagonist? Although I know that it was the setting of the anime for better results, I need to be rational and distinguish it clearly. Now is reality, and I don't want to be instantly taken advantage of. This is not what I want. Since it's a life and death duel, it's definitely best to deal with the opponent with one move. Not BB, not talking, making the other party have no chance to fight back is the way. After all, anime is anime, and I am living my real life, so I cannot joke about my own life. Being alive is fundamental. Because I have to take responsibility for myself. Valuing each opponent is the key to living a better life. If we were to directly use the Super Blue state and fight with Elephant Pa, our strength would be comparable, and perhaps we could improve our combat skills. However, there is also an angel named Bados there. Who knows what ability she has? So, Sun Wukong decided to directly open the elephant handkerchief, which was relatively weak in seconds, and then fully deal with Bados as the king's way. Sun Wukong had lewd thoughts, he would fight if he could, run if he couldn't, and the most important thing was to save his life, which was fundamental. He plans to carry out the methods and tricks left by his predecessors and masters thousands of years ago to the end. Anyway, he has confidence and cannot die. Even if his current body is destroyed, he can still be resurrected. This is the strength of knowledge. As for the method, I will know it in the future. Sun Wukong thought so much in his brain, but in reality, it only took a few seconds. And Bados on the other side also stepped back some distance, intending to watch the play and see the performance of Lord Elephant Pa. Sun Wukong is also not ink-stained. In the next second, his internal energy will accelerate and he will directly transform into the white god form of the Super Sai God. There is an inverted A on his forehead, and the palms of both hands also appear inverted A. The red energy lines connect his arms and chest, and finally connect to his eyes. A strong and vigorous aura emerged around the body, surrounded by lightning, exuding a majestic aura. 20 times the World King's Fist. Open. Sun Wukong sensed his body in situation, his eyes fixed, and he shouted loudly in his heart, covering the 3-meter thick vigorous energy around his body with a layer of red energy. This is a 20 times World King Fist, with a transparent light shield around the vigorous chi, which is used to isolate the breath. Sun Wukong realized that his current strength was simply incredibly powerful, and in the chaos of the 7th universe, Sun Wukong also used 100 times his Jiwang Fist to fight against his ancestor, the Dragon God. And now he is stronger and more excellent. Sun Wukong felt his chi rapidly depleting, while his body felt torn and destroyed. This was a side effect of Jiwang Fist. However, as soon as his body was torn apart, it was repaired by a mysterious force, which seems to be the effect of an immortal body. At the same time, the power of the body has broken through the sky, and the impact of the transformation has directly caused cracks in the surrounding light shield that isolates the breath. It seems that this mask won't last long, the speed will be solved. Feeling it for a moment, Sun Wukong made a decisive decision and clenched his right hand, standing on the right side of his body, with all his energy fused into his fist, allowing his divine light to shine. The next second, he roared and attacked towards Elephant Papa. Dragon Fist erupts. Give up who I am. Sun Wukong shouted angrily, transforming into a giant dragon formed by 2 meters of energy. The light shield around him finally couldn't bear it and broke apart. Its speed was so fast that it attacked Elephant Pa's eyes in an instant. On. Roar. A roar like a divine dragon sounded, attacking Elephant Pa's head. Sun Wukong's rhythm was intended to be explosive. In the theatrical version and various anime, Sun Wukong from the 7th universe passes by in seconds, but now Sun Wukong is even more ruthless, wanting to explode the opponent's head. Be careful, Lord Elephant Pa. The terrifying energy aura was immediately felt by Bados, who quickly exclaimed and added a light mask to Elephant Papa. The elephant Pabatito was frightened, feeling the terror of the energy. His pupils narrowed into needle-shaped shapes, and he felt helpless and speechless in his heart. Lying down. In less than a blink of an eye, he attacked his own eyes and was about to touch his nose. Do you want to be so strong? Grass. You bastard. This is a sneak attack. Bow. Pip. Bado's mask was useless. As soon as the faucet touched it, it immediately shattered and collided with the unreacted elephant handkerchief's head. With a bang, it rolled its eyes and lost consciousness, and the terrifying energy dragon shadow continued to collide with Elephant Pa's head, seemingly intending to explode his head. When attacked, Elephant Pa's consciousness immediately froze, but his body was incredibly hard and looked intact, but it was unclear how long he could hold on. Lie down, slut. Sure enough. In the realm of the god of destruction, besides having the destructive power to instantly destroy a galaxy like in the chaotic battle, it would be a bit difficult to break their bodies. However, it looks like they are only attacking for a few seconds, and this elephant will definitely explode. Sun Wukong in the dragon shadow thought to himself. According to the intelligence obtained now, he can actually use the 100 times World King Fist directly, which can directly destroy the elephant Pata, but it will lose its strength. There is also Bados there, so we need to leave some extra strength. Although having fairy beans can replenish energy, it takes time. For a powerful opponent like Bados, 1 second can determine many things. Seeing that the situation was very bad, Bados looked serious, with a silver light shining all over his body, his pupils turning silver, and a strong aura erupting all over his body. In an instant, he came to the dragon head and stood beside Elephant Papa. He punched Flying Elephant Papa with his left hand, retreated a little distance, and then met the dragon head with his right hand, which was Sun Wukong's right fist. Crouching. I knew this girl was not simple, Nima. It was just to open the Zazai Ji skill. Why is it different from the original work? Why don't I have this skill? Did Weiss not learn it when I made a wish at that time? Nima is not scientific. Sun Wukong roast in his heart. After all, he also knew that the flow rate of time in each space was different. When he made his wish, Weiss had not yet learned it, or perhaps he needed specific conditions. Forget it. Anyway, I know the training methods, and it's only a matter of time before I have that skill. The two of them held on like this for a few seconds, and the terrifying energy deformed the space here, creating tiny cracks, proving the strength of the force, so strong that it could almost break through the space. You need to know how abnormal the hardness and strength of the space they are currently in, and how destructive it can still be. It's simply amazing. In the chaos, the space was directly disrupted, causing the protagonists of other dimensional worlds to blend in, resulting in the later explosive scenes. Sun Wukong and Bados held each other in this way for a while, then their energy couldn't be controlled and exploded with a loud bang. The two were pushed back by the central energy, retreating a distance and looking at each other. Both of them were panting heavily and feeling a bit embarrassed. And like a dead dog, floating in the nearby light shield, it seems to be a masterpiece of Bados. Chapter 9. Decision. Go to the bright moon of Qin first. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Sun Wukong and Bados stood at each other for 100 meters. Bados, little girl. Do you have any more strength? If not, then stop. If you don't destroy me, I have said I won't pose a threat to you. If you want to continue to destroy me, then I will increase my strength from 1.5 now to 100%. I hope you can think about the consequences. Sun Wukong's eyes were firm, his tone was firm, and he looked at Bados sincerely. You should know that he only has 20 times his World King Fist now. If he were to increase his World King Fist to 100 times and use the Dragon Fist shockwave in a chaotic battle, he would be able to instantly drop a galaxy. Not to mention you little girl, Bados, you would definitely be instantly dropped. In the chaotic battle, Sun Wukong from the 7th universe still had 2 seals, and he had not yet used the World King Fist. Compared to himself who is currently using super cheats, the difference is simply not too big. After listening to Sun Wukong's words, Bados looked at him with a serious expression, his eyes fixed on Elephant Papa, and said solemnly, "You can leave now." It seems that after weighing it up, she chose to back down. She believed Sun Wukong's words, which she could feel from his firm gaze and tone. The most important thing is the energy and aura emitted by Sun Wukong, as well as the current situation of Lord Elephant Pa. So, she thinks. Compromise is the best choice, she just assists the god of destruction and doesn't want to be delayed. The god of destruction can die, but she doesn't want to die. Ha! Sun Wukong breathed a sigh of relief upon hearing Bados say this. However, he didn't dare to relax. In the face of a big enemy, maintaining vigilance was the correct approach. He spoke in a more relaxed tone towards Bados. It would have been better if you had been this way earlier. Indeed, if you had been more assertive and agreed to my earlier opinion, not only could we be friends, but you could also enjoy all kinds of delicious food. How great! Bados was speechless and somewhat helpless. She usually interferes with the decisions of the god of destruction, as long as it does not go against the interests of their angelic clan. Most importantly, who knows you have such abnormal abilities? Shoot Elephant Pa in seconds. And almost destroyed him. Oh. There are some foods here that you can try to satisfy your appetite. If you have the opportunity and have a good attitude, you can also taste more delicious, and better. Sun Wukong finished speaking and flipped his right hand. A delicate jade box appeared out of thin air and was thrown to Bados, containing the delicious food obtained from the system. When it comes to food, in Sun Wukong's memory, one cannot help but mention an anime, which is, The Prisoner of Food. It is a world of foodies, a world of food, and the food inside the box is just that. Although I haven't been there yet, having the golden finger is not a problem. The golden finger is just so powerful. Okay. Others use their golden fingers to pretend and enhance their strength, but Sun Wukong is so good that he can directly exchange them for food and goodwill, it's simply amazing. However, although things are good. However, that thing cannot be eaten too much at the moment. Without resistance, it will make the body cells dependent on the cuisine of that world, causing a loss of interest in other delicacies. The delicious food made Bados's eyes light up. He took the box and prepared to open it, but was stopped by Sun Wukong. It seems that this little girl is also very easy to strategize. Only with delicious food can her popularity increase. Sun Wukong felt secretly happy and then spoke out, Bados little girl. Isn't it time to eat now? Hurry up and see if that guy Elephant Pa is still alive. If not, You can handle it yourself and I'll leave first. Don't miss me too much. Also, if you want to continue eating more delicious, wonderful, and delicious food, please help me solve the problem later. Sun Wukong used 3 more words to imply the allure of the food he was talking about, while also tempting Bados. Okay. In front of the delicious food, Bados expressed her heart's desire, especially when Sun Wukong spoke in that tone, which made her curiosity surge. She was extremely curious about what kind of food it was. Is it really as delicious as he said? Hee hee. Sun Wukong felt secretly happy when he saw that Bados had an emotional reaction, and when he saw that the desired effect had been achieved, he dodged and disappeared. The space blockade has long been broken, so I can run away directly. I teleported away from here, and then my mind moved back to the world of my own ring. Bados looked at the place where Sun Wukong had disappeared, and then at the box in her hand. Curious, she couldn't help but open the box. Suddenly, a fragrance that made her whole body's cells demanding wafted out, and she instinctively swallowed her saliva. That's the demand for food. For foodies, that's even more speechless. She picked up one of the unknown pieces that emitted a hazy light. Fish and meat, I put it in my mouth and tasted it. Wow. Good. Eat well. As the food entered, Bados's eyes sparkled with a cute and adorable look. Then she took a few more pieces and tasted them. The more she ate, the more she wanted to eat, and she couldn't stop. Okay. She had forgotten to check on Lord Elephant Paw's situation and was attracted by the delicious food. Mourning for 1 second for Elephant Paw. Sun Wukong returned to his own world, immediately ate a fairy bean, regained his state, and then began to think about it. Damn it. I don't know if that little girl will help me. If she doesn't, she will definitely lead to the great divine officer and the whole king. It's easy for the great divine officer to make a move, but with the whole king's words, with my current strength, I can't even play. I don't have the confidence to deal with the whole king. After all, the entire king can destroy the universe with a wave of his hand. I can't do it now, which also shows that that guy is powerful. It seems that the desire to continue brushing Dragon Balls is not very realistic. Now that Bados knows, she will definitely keep an eye on the situation of the Dragon Balls. If she hides the Dragon Balls or uses them to set a trap, she may not be able to handle it herself. It seems that she needs to go to other dimensional worlds to hide. Wait until your strength improves or you have the chips to deal with it before returning. Sun Wukong felt a bit helpless. In this twisted world of Dragon Ball, there was no most twisted, only the more twisted. When he thought he was already very powerful, he jumped out of a more powerful All-King and waved his hand to instantly connect him with the universe. How can you deal with this kind of existence? If it's delayed, why play with a hammer? Although the character portrayed by Quan Wong in the anime is at the level of a child's nature, it is also easily controlled by others. If the great deity blows the wind in his ear, waves his hand and destroys the universe he belongs to, then who should cry? He doesn't reason with you. Fortunately, it didn't lead to the whole king. It's true that only by being low-key can we continue to act forced, and by being low-key and becoming stronger can we live longer. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to leave temporarily, hee. Let's go to the world of the bright moon in the Qin Dynasty. After all, on the day I traveled, I was watching anime such as Dragon Ball and the Qin Dynasty series. Now that I have the strength, I have the ability, and I have the ability to meet the 7 heroes of the Warring States period. I will fulfill things and wishes that I didn't have the chance to achieve before, enjoy a different life, and improve my strength. In order to fulfill the requirements of the great god, I have decided to live happily. Sun Wukong's mind began to heat up when he thought of this. Just as it was getting hot, Sun Wukong thought of his recent relationship with Elephant Papa and sighed in his heart, sigh. For me now, as someone who has just traveled through time and hasn't adapted to the environment, to be honest, I don't really enjoy battles or anything else. Enjoying life or anything else is the main theme. Fighting, killing, and killing can easily lead to taking someone else's life. This is not good. With strength, one cannot help but take someone else's life, as their life is not easy to come by. If I have the power and want to kill myself, then my control and cultivation of desire are also too poor. Letting desire control people is not good news. Maybe it's different from my personal experience. Mind him. Just do what you want to do. Sun Wukong knew that after all, he did not accept the memory of the evil god Sun Wukong, only physical abilities and skills. So, the idea is still the one that lived in a peaceful era, and after living in a peaceful era for a long time, it has been subtly influenced. Moreover, people are familiar with the environment, so to change, it takes process and time. Most travelers don't strive to become stronger in order to survive, and then have to kill, except for the big villains, because their job is just like that, just like the owner of the original body. This guy has such strong power that if he didn't slaughter at least a few life planets, he wouldn't even believe the current Sun Wukong. Who knows, he accepted his memory, with his current situation, TSK. Will it be affected by a massacre or something? Others may be walking or preparing to walk on this path. But now, this is not what he wants to leave now. Sun Wukong thinks he doesn't have that desire for the time being. Enjoying life and enhancing strength is his theme. Then, after careful examination, I prepared again and withdrew from my own ring world, arriving at the Dragon Ball world. Without saying a word, he opened the channel of the 7-colored light gate and plunged into it, disappearing into the world of Dragon Ball Super. Chapter 1. Wisdom plus experience plus routine plus effort equals strength. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. The world of the bright moon during the Qin Dynasty in a primitive forest. It was already night, and there was some silence around, but occasionally there were a few wild animal roars coming from. Suddenly a colorful light spot flashed over this place, gradually increasing in size to about 3 meters. After that, a figure fell from the aperture and stood in the air. Looking around, this figure is Sun Wukong. Is this the world of the bright moon in the Qin Dynasty? The air is really fresh. In such an age, there is still little pollution. It can't be compared with later generations, but this is the situation of the anime world and the third-dimensional world. I don't know whether there is any connection. Sun Wukong thought and stood in the air. Hey! Forget it, I'll know later. MMP. I thought I could do what I wanted with a powerful body and powerful abilities, but it seems that I was thinking too easily. Wes and the like would allow me to eat a pot of food, as well as the great divine officer, the king, and various evil gods and villains in the same world. Nima. Now that you think about this strength, it's not enough to see it. It seems like you have to think about it carefully. Improving your own strength is the key. With stronger strength, you can do what you want to do and live, and also for your future happy life. After sighing, Sun Wukong fell into memories. Got it. Suddenly, a spiritual light flashed in Sun Wukong's mind and he exclaimed in surprise. Anyway, it's also about having a career as an otaku for over a decade, reading countless novels, anime, books, and works. Finding the most suitable and effective way to improve oneself from them is more effective than blindly practicing. Sometimes, methods are like shortcuts. After enjoying himself, Sun Wukong fell back into the memories of the experiences he had in his brain's memory. Those who have seen Dragon Ball know the talents and some cultivation methods of the Saiyan people. However, in the Super series, there are 2 cultivation methods. One type is bloodline cultivation, such as Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT, which have evolved from cultivating strong bloodlines and can transform into over 3 and over 4, as well as Super 5 in the same person and Super 6 in the network. With each evolution of super transformation, there are qualitative changes in strength, speed, defense, energy, etc., which is amazing. The second type is the power of the gods practiced by Sun Wukong and the Vegetas in Dragon Ball Super, who gave up their bloodline advantages to cultivate the power of the gods. Whether it's worth it or not depends on their own opinions. And I know that the strength of the Scion people lies in their bloodline. Every time they are seriously injured, as long as they don't die, they can greatly enhance their strength. This is his mother Bug. As long as you have this, you can use Shindo to brush your strength. Are you super blue? Is super for playing with you? If it's not enough, then it's over 5. When the strength and speed reach a certain level, the space can be broken, and the opponent can't even keep up with me in speed. When my strength is also stronger than the opponent, he can only be beaten. If a Scion person's basic abilities are improved after being seriously injured, the strength multiplier of the transformation is the same. If the basic abilities are higher than the opponent, the same transformation can completely hit the opponent. For example, when playing games, the street standing panel is twice as high as you, and the same super transformation can definitely beat and kill the opponent's rhythm. If my basic ability is 1000, the opponent's 500, and the Super Scion transformation increases by 50 times, then my ability is 50,000, while the opponent's is only 25,000. The subsequent super transformation increases by more times, and the gap will only get bigger and bigger, which is simply incomparable. So, it's better to practice through bloodline. Although I can also transform into a super blue and white god state, I can also cultivate 2 forms. If there is a chance, I can try to integrate the characteristics of the 2 forms into the transformation. The god's power system is relatively stable, unlike bloodline power which is more violent. If I can merge, the violent power and absolute control are perfect. Thinking of this, Sun Wukong once again fell into a state of recollection. If you want to cultivate the power of blood vessels, you have to mention the setting of the Scion people, and with your own routines and methods, you can also try the feasibility of this method. Speaking of which, when the S.level cells in the Saya human body can also be called super cells, when the number of super cells in the body reaches a certain level, they can directly transform through anger to enhance their strength. Super transformation sometimes requires anger, immense anger. The more angry, the stronger the strength, and the more violent the power. In Dragon Ball Super, the wife of Tragedy Tower, Bulma, is beaten. Although Vegeta's strength has increased significantly since she became angry, her opponent is Billis. However, she is useless and is still beaten. If you want to talk about the strongest in this area, it's the guy from Broy. He's the best lazy. Not any Scion can become a Super Scion through cultivation and emotional stimulation. Anger is relatively simple compared to other emotions. For example, other Scion, such as Darius, Naba, Jine, and Ladies, cannot become a Super Scion. To become a Super Scion, it is necessary to have a certain number of S cells in the body and then use emotional stimulation to stimulate the explosive growth of S cells to transform. All Scion people have a small number of S cells, but the children of Sun Wukong and Vegeta in the original work can easily become Super Scion because they inherit a large number of S cells. In Dragon Ball Z, there are a large number of super cells and excellent talents, such as Little Trunks and Wutian. They did not rely solely on anger to transform into Super Scion without any pressure, so they transformed. There can be another way. That is to cultivate super cells. If the super cells in the body reach a certain level and energy activates them, they can transform into a super form, just like Trunks Wutian. One of the most effective ways to increase S cells is to have a stable heart combined with a good and peaceful mind. However, in the original work, almost all Scion people were not good at this, so for a long time no one became a Super Scion and became a legend. It is unlikely that S cells can transform into Super Scion individuals solely based on emotional anger, so a certain level of combat power is still needed. This can also understand why Wukong in the 7th universe is more likely to become a Super Scion in the future world of Dragon Ball. Grand Trunks became angry and transformed into a Super Scion due to the death of future Wu Feng. From growth to transformation, his mood remained tense, and if he didn't have enough super cells, he could only rely on anger. And the strength required for transformation has also been achieved to achieve this. After the father and son of Dragon Ball Z Shalu chapter Wukong Wufan practiced in the time room, they maintained a Super Saiyan state and enjoyed life happily and freely every day while there was still time. Their strength increased instead of decreasing, indicating that the method was feasible. The Saiyan people themselves are a belligerent, combative, and somewhat bloodthirsty race. Do you want them to live with a peaceful and kind mindset? It's even more unbearable than death. That's why it's difficult to give birth to a Super Saiyan who can transform directly. Xiao Wutian has been growing up happily in the good environment of world peace since he was sensible, without special training. In addition, he inherited many super cells and excellent genetic talents, which enabled him to transform into a Super Saiyan. So, I have to try this method. What if it works? Take away the beautiful girl, do some happy things, and live happily together. How much will the number of super cells increase? When the super cells reach their next form, they will directly transform into the next form. Then, they will improve their basic abilities, physical fitness, and other abilities to zero. Through cultivation efforts, they will increase the form of the super cells after transforming into a Super 5 form. At that time, any great deity or evil god will be sidelined. It's really not possible. I'll go to Dragon Ball World and make a wish with a super dragon for a body similar to myself in another universe, and then combine it with earrings. When the time comes. I can't imagine the whole king or anything else, just stand aside. In the chaos, the owner of this body used to plan to find Sun Wukong from the 7th universe, and then request to use earrings to achieve the strength of the whole king or even more powerful than the whole king. It's simply a shortcut and the existence of another super cheat. Moreover, these earrings are now on me. It's an unexpected joy. It seems that the time of travel is too early, before the plot, so that's why it's like this. Anyway, thinking about it means making a profit. That's it. Thinking of this, Sun Wukong showed a confident smile. Since the method of cultivation has been found, then, let's do what we want to do next. Before crossing time, there were many ideas and wishes. Now that we have the ability and opportunity, we must go and satisfy them. After surveying the surrounding space for a few seconds, Sun Wukong's heart began to heat up.